If you or a loved one has cancer, you may have heard about clinical trials. But what exactly are phase 1 trials, and should you consider joining one? Let's talk about it. In this second episode of Everything You Need to Know About Clinical Trials, we will be discussing phase 1 clinical trials in great detail. So what do you need to know? So as we discussed in the first episode, clinical trials happen in phases, and phase 1 trials are the very first step in testing a new treatment in humans. Phase 1 trials focus on safety, dosage, and how the body responds to the drug before this drug is given to a larger group of patients. Because this is the first time that a drug is being tested in people, phase 1 trials usually include a small number of patients, about 10 to 50 patients, who have usually already tried the standard therapy without success. It's important to note that these trials are not intended to evaluate if the medication improves the cancer or if it prolongs a patient's life. The primary purpose is to determine if the medication is safe and at what dose. So what can you expect when you participate in a phase 1 clinical trial? So as I mentioned, you will be part of a small group of patients, and you will receive a medication or combination of medications. And not all patients who participate in the same phase 1 study as you do will be receiving the same dose as you will. This is because we test different levels of the medication that can be given to humans. So not all patients in the same phase 1 study will receive the same dose of medication. As a part of a participant in a phase 1 study, you will likely need frequent blood tests because this helps us understand how the medication moves through the body. You will likely need frequent checkups with the investigator team and scans. And you will be asked and assessed frequently about side effects and symptoms that could be related to the investigational medication. Again, because this is the first time that this medication is being tested in humans, we aim to learn how humans feel and the symptoms that are caused by the medication in the body. So if the treatment is well tolerated and the cancer is controlled, you may be able to continue on the treatment. But if we find that there is intolerable toxicity or that the cancer is getting worse, then the medication will likely be stopped. So as I mentioned before, the goals of phase 1 studies are to find the safest dose of a new drug or medication, understands how it works in the human body, identify the possible side effects that this medication may cause and how to manage them, learn how often the treatment should be given, test this in a small group of patients, and while we may look for early signs of benefit, this is not the primary purpose of these studies. So what are the pros and cons of joining a phase 1 trial? So the pros is that it offers new options for patients at the end of treatment. So when there's not a lot of standard of care options left, these may offer a new hope in treating the cancer. You will be receiving intensive medical monitoring from top experts. There is a potential for the cancer to respond to the treatment or for the cancer symptoms to improve. The cons are that there is no guarantee that the treatment may work. It may or may not work. There is uncertainty about how toxic the medication is because, again, this is the first time it's tested in humans. This studies usually require a time commitment because you have to get frequent monitoring to see how the medication is behaving in the body. And usually, patients can only join phase one studies when there are no standard of care options left.